everyone, today we are going to be making a 3D penguin out of Model Magic. This is like a little sculpture. When you're getting your Model Magic, you want about a kiwi-sized or a little bit smaller than a kiwi-sized piece of white and black. If you don't have black and you need to make it, you can do that. It's not going to be a super dark though. It's going to be a little bit more like gray. I did that with this one where I just added a lot of black marker and sort of mixed it in. So if you want to do that, it's going to take a while. Obviously, the more marker you put onto it, the darker it's going to get. But as you mix black with white, you're going to get gray. So, and it's fine to have gray. It's okay to have a gray and white penguin instead of a perfectly black and white penguin. So you just kind of keep pushing it in. And obviously, I've changed it a little bit. It's a real light gray now, but that's okay. So if it's not super dark and it's just maybe more like a gray color, it still looks great, and that's just fine. Now the other thing you're going to need is orange. If you have it, great. If you don't, again, you can make it. You just add some orange marker and then you just kind of push it in and keep folding it until it's all mixed in. So you can make those colors if you need to. And I made this orange with that marker. So when you are working with these pieces, the first one you're going to work with is the white. You are going to actually split it in half, and it does help to kind of squeeze. I always say like 20 squeezes and soften the Model Magic so that it's more workable, and it tends to crack a little bit less when you do that. So you do want to kind of work it out a little bit softer, and then roll it in a ball. Rolling on the table means rolling in a circle. You can also do that in your hands if you want. And then after you've done that, you're going to use your palm and you're going to press it flat. You don't want to go too flat though. Think like cookie thickness. So that will be the little iceberg that your penguin sits on. Now, the next piece you're going to work with is the black, and you are going to keep it all together. So again, you want to kind of work it and squeeze it a bunch to get it going. And then after you've done that, you can roll it into a ball. Most of the time when you work with Model Magic, it's good to either start with a worm or a coil is what we call it, or a ball. So we're going for a ball this time. All right, so I'm gonna roll this now in a circle. I'm gonna move a couple things out of the way here. So rolling it in a circle. And once I've got it really round, that'll work. I'm gonna roll it back and forth, but I'm only gonna roll it back and forth like 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And that gives me a little bit more height to it. It's not so round now. Something else that you're going to want to use at this point is a pair of scissors. So if you have a pair of scissors, if you don't, you could use like a plastic utensil, like a plastic knife, and that would be okay. Scissors really work the best for this though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the flippers for my penguin here. And I'm going to do that with a pair of scissors. So I'm actually going to line them up on the side like this. And I'm going to snip, and that's going to give me the flippers. I'm going to do it on both sides. And then you can also do that on the back if you want to make a tail. And give your penguin a little tail here. And you can kind of press those out a little bit if you want to make them a little smoother. All right, so I got my flippers, I got my tail. Now, this part at the top here, I'm actually going to kind of do some gentle pinching and rotating. I'm just kind of spinning and pinching a little to kind of give him that head shape. Don't squeeze too hard, okay? Gentle pinches, and then you just kind of turn it as you're pinching, and that gives you a nice head shape. Once you've got that taken care of, you are going to set your penguin up. Oops, I smushed his tail. You're going to set him up and kind of wiggle and press him gently onto the iceberg so he sticks, and give it a little light tug and make sure. All right, so now that that's done, I am going to make the white belly next. And to do that, I'm going to take a piece off of my white here, maybe grape-sized. You don't want it too big. And you're going to want to give it some squeezes, soften it up, and then roll it in a ball. And once you've rolled it into a ball, you're going to press it flat. And then this may fit. It also may be not the right size. So if it seems like it's too big, you can take some off and start over. So I could say, oh, too much. And then I'm just going to make it a ball again. So you can resize things and rework things as needed. And then I'm going to press that flat. All right, and that size looks a little better. And then I like to just kind of give it a gentle tug, make it more like an oval shape before I put it on. All right, so there is my penguin's white belly. I'm just gently pressing it on. I don't want to stick my finger in there real hard because then it'll leave a dent. And once you kind of have those dents, you can't really fix them. All right, so next up, I am going to do the feet. So I'm going to use this orange that I've made, and I'm going to squeeze it to soften it back up because it's been sitting for a minute. And then after I do that, I'm going to take pieces off that are about the size of M&Ms, and I'm going to need 2 of those. So 2 M&M sized pieces. I'm going to roll each of them into a ball. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I am going to place those balls right at the bottom on the iceberg, kind of next to each other. And then any flat edge you can use for this. I'm going to use the paper clip. I like that one a lot. And I'm going to press it in a couple of times to make the toes. So anything that has a flat edge you can use. Paper clip's my favorite. All right, so now I'm going to take another M&M sized piece and roll it in a ball to make the beak. So I start with a ball. I'm going to put the ball against the head here. I'm going to kind of wiggle it and press it on, and then I'm going to do some pinching and turning again to shape it and make it more cone shaped, because we're using our 3D shapes today. All right, the last step is with this white I have left, I'm going to take some pieces off, some really tiny ones, like sprinkles size. We don't want them real big. I'm going to roll these each into a ball, and then I'm going to press it flat first. See how it's flat on my finger there? Before I put it on the face. So then, let's see. I'm going to set it on there. So press it flat. My finger also picks it up, and then I put it on the face. Now, the last step, and you can use a Crayola marker for this if you want. It's fine. Sometimes the Crayola markers will bleed a little, but so far so good. This one I did with Crayola. If you are worried about that, you can also use a Sharpie marker. Those permanent markers don't bleed at all. But you're just going to put a little black dot there in the middle of the penguin's eyes, and then you have your finished penguin. You can see he's sitting on his iceberg. Oh, see what I mean? It bled a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so I hope you have fun. Enjoy making your penguins.